Well, if you haven't really spotted it already, we're at Carowinds today and I'm going to try out one of my biggest bucket list roller coasters in the world. World's tallest roller coaster with a lift hill called Fury 325. And no, I can't really see anything out of my right eye, and that's because I'm too stupid to put, sunscreen on. It hits my eye every time, so I have to learn that sometime. But we're gonna take a couple of rides on Fury 325 now, but first of all we need to put our things in the locker. Go. Now we're currently traveling. Let's go in line for Fury 325 and just check out the size of this roller coaster going up the lift hill. Holy moly! Well, there it is, Fury 325. We just tried this amazing roller coaster 3 times. And first of all, we took the second row, then we took the back row, and then we took a front row ride after that. And I must say, this roller coaster is amazing. Huge first drop, floater airtime, and a lot of whip if you sit in the back row, of course. That must be one of the greatest first drops on a roller coaster if you sit in the back row. And when you hit that bottom right there, you can feel the maximum speed, the G-forces. And what I really like about this roller coaster are the low to the ground twist and turns, because when you hit that twist, your body floats, you get that little small airtime pop / jolt to the side, and especially in the front row you can feel the speed. You can't really close your eyes on this roller coaster. This one is just amazing, and when you hit the end, you got those small airtime hills, and they are filled with strong floater airtime. So I must say, this roller coaster did really live up to the hype. And now I don't really know, is it a top 10? I must find out. Perhaps I will say it later in this video. Well, now it's time for this one. A Mack Rides launch coaster. And well, it is said to have a pretty slow launch right here. There it is, right there. And well, the rest of the layout looks quite unique in my opinion. So let's see, I don't really have any high expectations for this roller coaster, but it looks quite awesome. Søren. Hello. Oh, yeah. Now we did just ride Copperhead Strike twice, and I must say this one might be one of the best value for money roller coasters in the whole world, because this multi-launch Mack Rides coaster is awesome. It is really filled with every element imaginable. First of all, you have many hang time fill inversions, just like the vertical loop, but on top of that you have a very lengthy ride experience filled with many aggressive ejector airtime moments and a bit of floater. And oh my god, this roller coaster is awesome, but it can't really beat a 99/325 feet tall roller coaster such as Fury 325. But it does its best, and well, this roller coaster is just amazing, period. Let's move on. Now it really looks like Afterburn is a walk-on, just like every other coaster, and we're quite lucky on this trip. Every park we've been to, Kings Dominion and Dorney Park, every roller coaster has just been a walk-on, but we have also visited these different parks on weekdays, so that might be the case right here. Now we just had one quite aggressive back row ride on Afterburn, and I must say this roller coaster is on the shorter side in terms of B&M inverted roller coasters, but it still is quite punchy. But it doesn't really deliver like Montu or Cartoon, but those are just guard tier B&M inverted roller coasters. But this one still has a lot of punch in its pocket. Whoops, up. The sidewinder around here, somewhere around here behind the station, that one might be one of the most forceful sidewinder elements I've ever tried. And then it also has this corkscrew element right here between the trees, and that one is just sharp, short and aggressive. Awesome ride. Now we did just do one awesome ride, front row on Thunderstriker, the floating B&M hypercoaster, and it was a decent hypercoaster. The first half is pretty lengthy with a lot of floater airtime hills, especially in the front row. You get that strong aggressive push, but unfortunately when you hit those final trim breaks, the roller coaster experience is pretty much done, because you can't really feel any airtime in the end right there. But I would call it a mid-tier B&M hypercoaster, and still overall an awesome ride here at Carowinds. Now, unfortunately, I can't really see anything still on my right eye, and I don't think it's the sunscreen anymore. I'm too stupid right there, but we're gonna head for the car. We need some water, some Pepsi, some sugar, and then we're going in the water park, of course. And that's because I have Søren with me, and he isn't the biggest roller coaster nerd, so I can't really go from opening hours to closing hours riding roller coasters. That's pretty tough for a non-coaster enthusiast. So let's go to the water park. Hey, now we did just spend a couple of hours in Carolina Harbor, the water park, and that was also great. And that really just concluded our day here at Carowinds. A brilliant theme / amusement park with a brilliant water section. I tried this one behind me, the awesome Fury 325, 4 times total, awesome roller coaster, and this is really going to, I think it's gonna go in my top 10, of course, of all time, because this one is just so special. The speed, I can't really close my eyes when I sit in the front row, and you can see my right eye is pretty much destroyed. So that's also one of the reasons why we're gonna leave a bit early from Carowinds, but this park is just great. I tried out all the main roller coasters I really wanted to try. And Søren is also pretty tired. We need to travel all the way over to Atlanta, because you know there are some roller coasters in Atlanta and near Atlanta, Six Flags Over Georgia, Air Force One, and so on. And the only thing I have to say now is, at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye-bye.